Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a highlight best-of-5 series of professional StarCraft 2. Joining me here for map number 1, the upper left corner, is going to belong to a blue Zerg player. It is Rogue. And their opponent here, the Red Protoss, the Red Probes, blissfully unaware of what is transpiring on the minimap. It is herO. And here, in the middle of the map, right near where the Protoss could be potentially taking a third base, we have Rogue's drone. Up to no good. Is it just gonna block? Okay. He's going for the natural. Rogue. Zerg flavored shenanigans and antics. Hero's already pulling probes, he knows. The hatchery goes down at the natural simply to try to block the Protoss from making a nexus. Give Protoss a little taste of their own medicine, perhaps. herO did not send any probes across to the other side, did not attempt to block the hatchery of Rogue whatsoever, so Rogue's going to just take the initiative, I suppose, try to stick it to the Protoss. This doesn't really work, like, as a game-winning strategy, though. The idea, you're banking on somebody panicking and not pulling probes, I suppose. hero's just going to make a zealot. This is forcing an investment that herO didn't want to have to make. That's all. You're delaying the nexus. You're forcing out apparently more than one zealot, I will say. There's a second zealot on the way for the Protoss. And we'll see if hero's really tripped up, if anything really comes of this. It would appear that herO doesn't even really want to fool with the drone, instead just sending the zealots across the other side of the map, which I really do like. I like that decision, actually. Rip. Protoss gas. No gas steal in the main. Might as well go for the natural. Rogue, actually, he's probably going to let it finish, too. The Zealots head across. Not a whole lot of defenses standing by. There's a handful, a sprinkle of Zerglings, but 2 Zealots in the right position can absolutely deal with 4 Zerglings. In the right choke point, even just 1 Zealot can handle it. Oh god, and the Adept shows up, too. The Zealots go straight for the Queen. Oh, alright. Protecting. Adept goes for a couple of drones. Are they gonna get the Queen? Oh my gosh. A loss. Investment here. Adept shades up into the main base, is immediately picked apart by the conglomerate of drones, but not without taking out a few with her. The extractor did finish, did complete. Who really cares about that? And this one probe has been trying. He's been struggling with it. Alright, working for far too long at this point. The natural, almost. No, really? You give up? Really? At this point, the probe already got it to half health. I mean, come on. Its second Adept shades around, perhaps trying to go for a kill. Unsuccessful thus far, I will say. Rogue only losing 3 drones? Yeah, 3 drones in total. Up against 2 Zealots and an Adept for herO. Now, herO didn't really want, I think, to have to make all of that, so it's not like herO's really throwing away the plan, you know, throwing something out the window, so to speak. How much vision is this providing, Rogue? Oh god, with the Overlord in there, too. You just see the entire natural. It's like having a changeling in there. Void Ray, the choice from the Stargate, immediately goes to pick off Overlord on the other side of the map, which should, I would say, tell quite an alarming signal to the one that's inside the Protoss' base, but thus far, undeterred. Rogue, committing to some scouting, wants to see what's going on. The other Overlords around the map, scattering, panicking at this point. Third base will be chosen for herO, who behind this is going for Twilight Council Forge. How many oracles? 2. oracles, you say? No more? No more oracles? Only 2? I guess so. The extractor still standing as a monument to Zerg's supremacy for the first 3 minutes of the match. Thus far, undealt with. I actually kind of hope this just stays. I doubt herO will let it live for much longer, because you're going to want to take another gas at some point. Yeah, the Void Ray is taking care of that. But, humor me, okay, what if? What if herO hadn't taken care of that? herO just goes the entire game with no second gas in the natural and wins? Come on. It's entirely possible. Charge coming up, and a lot of gates. Now this is a little early than what I would call a normal, a standard. Usually you see a bit of a gateway explosion closer to 60 probes. Once you get the third base actually up and running, get it just shy of fully saturated. And herO, I mean, he is going up in probes still. He's still making probes. He's just starting those gateways a little early. Is this a charge play? Is herO just gonna make a bunch of zealots, send them across? How's Rogue gonna deal with this? What does Rogue really have? A couple of probes picked off. Some Zerglings getting in places they don't belong. Void Ray will deal with it though. 3 oracles vaporizing. Queen's Hell. Oh god, zapping 2 of them. Lose 1 of the oracles. That's gonna hurt though. herO is setting up a bit of a combo, so killing a few things off with the oracles, you might normally be like, it's fine, you're just losing a queen or 2, who cares? But you're about to have a lot of charged zealots in your face. Probes pulled around, zealots starting to move. herO is making a move for it, sending everything across. The Void Ray, the Adept working together. Rogue just doesn't really have anything. Rogue's going for a Hydra Den. It's nowhere near done though. We have just a bunch of Zerglings. 35 Zerglings. That's only 2 lings per zealot. This is easy for the Protoss side of things. The Queens trying their best to hold a bit of a wall. The Zealots spreading around. Zerglings trying to hold the main base ramp unsuccessfully, I might add. Luckily, the Zealots don't really care about that. They're instead going for the drone line. Connecting with substantial success. More Zealots stream into the natural, outweighing the Zerg's forces. herO? Really? Really, herO? We just make a bunch of zealots and we're good. God bless. Alright, herO with the rather surprising, like, hey, guess what? Bunch of zealots is gonna take map number 1. Map number 2 in the series shall be Tokamak here. The Protoss occupying the upper right has got to be feeling pretty good after that last one. It is herO. Which means the bottom left shall be occupied by the resident bugs of the series. It is the blue drones. Rogue. herO taking no chances this time. Sends the probe across. Not going for a block, though. I didn't see. Maybe Rogue did the bit of an extractor trick to get the hatch down really quickly. It denied the block. Did you deny the deny? Double negative turns into a positive, right, kids? Alright, probe just being annoying, being a nuisance here, trying to perhaps deny just a slight bit of optimized mining for the drones, but Rogue appears to be doing fine. Look at that, focusing the drones on the mineral still. Rogue will not be denied, will not be caught off guard by such shenanigans. Also, not going for any hatcheries in unusual locations. herO is going to be able to do a bit of what herO wants to do, unhindered, to the surprise of everyone, perhaps. Oh, I just thought of it. herO versus Rogue. I dub it herOgue. Yes. You're welcome. That was my just random thought. I have no other words, and no apologies, of course. There you go. There you have it. Continuing on, we see the Stargate, the tech choice once again, I hope to the surprise of no one. Probably oracles, if I had to guess. The Void Ray, did he go for the Void Ray first in map number 1? I think so. Which I really like, I will say. Usually you might want to get 1 oracle first, just to start building energy to do whatever it is you want to do with Oracle. But I do have respect still for somebody that goes Void Ray first. Bit of a, it's like getting a Viking as Terran, so you can go snipe overlords, get a bit of map vision, map scouting. You just send it on patrol throughout the whole map and see if it dies in the next 10 to 12 minutes. He is going for Oracle first. All right, so opting for what is probably the... Really? He gets one. One probe. Very good. Rogue just trying to get, I guess, any little bit of damage, perhaps just being annoying. The two adepts waiting until they can go out in pairs. Buddy system. Buddy system is important after all in all things, not just camping and going into the hallway. No, also important in StarCraft scouting. Yes, the adepts wait until they can go together. It's safer to travel together. Shading into the natural. Two queens. Likewise, buddy system. I don't know about this. Ah, they'll be fine. Alright. The queen's not gonna chase them off of creep. He actually canceled the shade, too, which may prove to be a bit of a bad decision. God, the adepts killed off, deciding not to commit to that second shade to actually get out of the base. herO's gonna lose both of the adepts. The Oracle denied. Oh, I called it too quick. Not going to deny the Overlord. Alright. Rogue is allowed to have his extra supply. Going for a Roach Warren. Bit of a different shake compared to last one. We saw last time Rogue went for the lair and then waited to try to get Hydroden, but died, of course, because thank you, Charge Zealots. Instead, though, this round we're seeing roaches come into play, so Rogue's like, wait, hold up, let me get out my strategy guide. Pulls out the Prima, pulls out maybe even a bit of a Google. They're checking out some unit guide videos somewhere. How do I deal with zealots? Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, if you've played through the Wings of Liberty challenges, I want to say they were called. The very basic, like, tutorial stuff. You just do it solo. I think it's in the campaign section area now. But there was one that was talking about unit counters and you had to split things up. Rogue, he knew. He played it. Alright, you get roaches to deal with zealots. A few adepts shade into the third base here. The drones have to be evacuated. Not having a good day at all, just much like one of the queens stuck behind the others. Knitting crew not having the most efficient day of business. Roaches starting to come up. Run it. Does herO know about this? Only herO knows for sure now. Sees the Roach Warren completed. Adept Shade's gonna complete once again. What's the target? Are you going for drones? Going for drones. It is true. Picking off 8, 9 in total. Oh, almost getting a 10th. Not, I would say, cataclysmic. 9 drones, though, nothing to balk at for sure, especially for just adepts. They weren't even glaive adepts. herO is doing almost the exact same setup, going for charge, getting +1. The gates appear to be slightly slower, slightly behind. This was, I guess, a little more of an economical move, which may end up biting herO on the back end, because Rogue is getting a lot of roaches. These are roaches. Okay. Also prepping a dropper lord, I'm guessing for queens. Yep, queens are coming. Revelation tech, who cares? Rogue's like, raise the flag, let them see it coming. Who cares? That'll make it more fun, right? Spore Crawler doing its best to take out the oracles. Gets 2 out of 3, not too shabby at all. Some zealots, zerglings make their way into the main base. Zealots trying to deal with them. And we have a lot of Zerg moving across. Even one of the queens desperately trying. She's stuck behind the minerals. Not going to go supremely well. Zealots clash with the roaches just outside the third base. The queen's transfusing thanks to a bit of creep. Things are looking pretty good, I would say, for the roaches. 2 oracles being dead actually really hurts this, because the oracles have no real recompense up against the roaches. Oh. Overlord picking the queens back up, dropping them down. Oracle actually still doing pretty well, even against the queens that can fight back. Well, not too many, I guess. Oracle will be dealt with. Queens able to stand on their creep areas. Rogues, the roaches having their way with the plays. Cannon destroyed, pulling probes to deal with that. This is not going well at all. Rogue deciding you want to go for a mid-game quick type of attack. Well, guess what? I can too. The Stalker's surrounded. Roaches on all sides. The forward pylon used at the wall goes down, causing disasters. GG. Going to be called Rogue. Fighting back, going for the throat, and gets a bit of a win on the board. We are tied up 1-1 now. Where are the drones going? Rogue. Map number 3, looking to start off a bit chaotically here. We are on torches, and Rogue has some business planned. Alright, opening up the gold, even before the probe gets here. What are you doing? Are you... really? Proxy hatch? Can't go to the Protoss' natural this time. No, we're gonna have to take... we're taking it here. Wow. Alright, Rogue has had it with the Protoss shenanigans, apparently, deciding to whip out his own today. So, this one, the hatchery completes, and we're going to need at least 2 drones, I think, to mine through the wall, and then you can just flood Zerglings, Queens, drones, whatever you feel like pushing through there at the 5-minute mark, I suppose. Is herO actually going to find out about this, though? Okay, so herO does still have the probe back in the main, sees the gas, sees the spawning pool, and is like, but where's the hatchery? I'm sure. Because who would go for a 1-base at this point? A Zerg? A 1-base Zerg. That's, you're either 12 pooling or you're dying. That's pretty much it, it feels like. Maybe some type of wacky 14 gas speedling type of play, but still, herO doesn't believe it. herO, I think, is about to check around for hatchery locations. Like, did you take the 3rd just blindly? No? No 3rd base. The hatchery completes over here. Drone, gonna start to mine it out. Going for those... okay, so maybe 3. Yeah, I think it looks like 3. Yeah, definitely. Rogue opening the door. Zerglings coming from the main base to support. Speed is a bit off, though. Yeah, we're not even going to get that far, I think. It's 2 lings and 2 drones. herO's like, what? The probes are pulled, stacking them up, going for the attack. The drones trying to get out of there desperately. He blocked the entrance, though. Well done to herO, trying to buy just a little bit of time with this. Pylon canceled at the last possible second. There is a sentry to help out. Looks like energy overcharge used to help it. Force field. A clutch force field will deny most of the Zerg forces access into the main base, but the problem with being stuck out here with them is now you're stuck as well. Sentry and Stalker gonna have a bit of a tough time up against all of these pinchers and claws. There's even a queen to help out. This is a lot of Zerg forces, actually. Rogue just not wanting to even go past the 5-minute point. Battery here to help out. Nexus doesn't have enough energy yet to keep it overcharged. Not that Rogue's going to give it the opportunity. Speed finishes up. Was that a recall? We recalled the Stalker up to the main base. There's too many Zerglings. Oh god, and they get right on top of the Stalker. The probe's not able to buffer. No wall will be... There's no help. 12 probes. We're losing double-digit probes at the 4-minute mark. Oh god, overcharge used. It's still not gonna matter. There are multiple queens, more Zerglings than probes, it looks like. Even a red health Stalker. Rogue. Oh, we need to wash our hands after that one. That felt all sorts of dirty. That was 10 different ways of naughty there, Mr. Zerg. But a win is a win. Rogue goes up 2-1. The next map in the series shall be Ley Lines here. The bottom left corner shall belong to the Protoss, having a bit of a tough time, a bit of a struggle up against all of these sneak attack shenanigans. It is herO. If anybody can bring it back, though, I believe in herO. I believe he can do it. And the orchestrator of said shenanigans here, the upper right to the blue drones, it is Rogue, who appears to be building everything where it actually is supposed to go this match. Weird. What's wrong, Rogue? You feeling ill? Guess so. We can't rule it out, I suppose. Probe, yet again, I admire the diligence. herO, you gotta keep an eye on him. Okay, I have caster level vision, and I don't even feel like I can keep an eye on Rogue at this point. It's just, anything is possible. Nothing's off the table. Pool completes, couple queens, looking fine so far. Overlord makes its way over here. Will likely go chill on the pillar. Core completes. Adept will be the choice. No pylon as part of the wall this time. Thank you for that. Lovely to see. Stargate will be the choice once again. This could be our last one. Actually, this could be match point here for Rogue. If Rogue were to pull another, Zergling-shaped bunny out of a hat, I suppose. Can't rule it out. We might be looking at a 3-1. But herO could also have something up the Protoss robotic sleeve there. Make something happen. Likely an Oracle, I will say. I don't really expect to see anything different or unusual for the first few minutes here. A PvZ, really, a lot of it. I will say, though, this series is definitely on the weirder side, but it's kind of the Zerg's fault. The Protoss usually, you wait until the tech choice is done. You see the Stargate, they're playing it safe, they want to take a third base, they want to get some splash damage. It's up to the Zerg to do something really weird or rude, perhaps, putting hatcheries where they don't belong. The Adept? Oh, she wants the creep tumor. Not gonna get it, though. Queen's here to help out, ready to connect the creep to that third base. Second Adept joins the crew. First Oracle is done, heading across. No overcharge used on this one, though. Interesting choice. Perhaps herO's been putting all of that energy into Chronos. Is it true? No? The main base one for sure, so I think that's probably as simple as that. There was no energy on the main Nexus. The drones, that was a quick drone pull, Rogue. Oh my gosh. Stacking them over by the Spore Crawler immediately. Rogue wants absolutely nothing to do with said Oracle. So a few Zerglings out on the map, just checking around, maybe trying to keep Rogue honest, keep one of the Oracles at the third base. Shade's gonna complete? No, not wanting to commit. herO, I think herO knows everything's kind of on the line at this point. If herO were to mess this up, lose something a bit unintentionally, then it could be game over. I would expect Rogue to snap back with strength and determination. Melee attacks, a Bane Nest. That is different. Okay. Getting some Zerglings into the natural, not quite different, but equally unhelpful to the Protoss. Picking off an Adept, a few probes with it as well. The Oracle's already back home trying to help out. Adepts commit to a Shade on the other side. You want to kill my workers? Guess what? I'll kill yours too. How about that? The Adepts. Shade will complete to get them out of the base. Single Oracle in the main. 0 kills, but still attempting. Rogue's still droning pretty heavily. I see 7+ drones at least. And gonna end up losing a few more. herO has been a fan of this. He's just using roughly 5 Adepts, shading in. No glaives, no major commitment. It's not an Adept play. It's just like, alright, we're past 5 minutes. I no longer need Adepts. Let's try to kill some drones. Okay, very well. The Bane Nest completes, and these Zerglings feel like they're up to something. Gonna go for a bit of a run by, perhaps? Baneling type of move? There's no Bane speed yet. We're still a bit off from the lair. There's not going to be any sort of centrifugal hooks play. The Oracle's moving around. They will actually find the group of Zerglings. No commitment to the Banelings just yet, but Rogue definitely wants to favor a bit of the melee type of play here. We're likely just going to see a lot of Zerglings. Possibly some Queen moves. Could go even crazier. Go up to Hive, get Ultras maybe? Ooh, wouldn't that be nice? Revelation tag. Uh-oh. This is the Baneling group. Okay. 13, 14 Banes on the way. herO's got a pretty decent wall set up here, though. And the left side's a bit exposed, and I guess some Banelings could try to waddle their way around here. herO, the Stalkers aren't quite in position to watch this right side. There is a cannon ready to help out. herO Rogue goes for the battery. The Zergling's ready to commit. The Banes aren't going to connect with the probes, but still deal a surprising amount of damage. Getting rid of the cannon and the battery exposes the Stalkers right as Blink completes. These Stalkers are dead. 6 Stalkers gone. No hope. No survival instincts for them. A few Banelings wiggle their way around that wall. The Oracle's picking them off. Keep most of the probes safe, at least from such an acidic demise. The Zerglings are a bit of a bigger issue, though. How many Zerglings? It's 60 Zerglings all over the bases. Rogue just, like, here, have a bunch of Zerglings. Yeah, guess what? I can do that too. You love your Z-letter unit? I have some as well. Okay then. 35 probes going down, and I think we are just seeing the end of the series in a rather dramatic, explosive fashion. Just a bunch of Zerglings everywhere. The third base completely gone, chewed apart, absolutely dismantled. The probe count sitting at a slightly less than ideal 34 up against the 75 drones of the Zerg. herO doesn't want to just call it quits, doesn't want to just tap out. I was about to ask, do you have Storm? Because you might be fine if you have Storm, but we don't have Storm. So this isn't going to go very well, I think. herO doesn't want to just hand him over the win without actually seeing some type of attack wave, though. No, instead we're going to try to hold this. 2 Blink Stalkers, 2 Stormless Templar. These Templar, it's not even a drizzle at this point. Okay, things are clear and sunny for at least another minute. The Zealots do have charge. Help connect them at least to the Hydras before they get picked off. The Zerglings get to the Templar and the Stalkers, though. This is not great at all. The Hydras pick apart the Oracles with relative ease. Take out a couple of the Hydras with them, though, but this isn't good. Okay, the math isn't here, herO. And plus, if Rogue kills his pylon, a lot is going down with it. While picking up the Cyber Core, herO's not even going to give him the opportunity, give him the option to destroy that most important pylon. No, Rogue with just aggression after aggression, really, from hatches to roaches to a bunch of Zerglings in your face. Rogue is going to take the series 3-1. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day.